So the thing with the Necropolis is that there are parts of the Necropolis that are straight up unlocked um, only after certain quests or only after you do things that aren't really a quest. I think it's this one that's the Vault of the Beloved that only after a while you can just walk up to these to this section here and it'll tell you to turn on some candles or something. And then this chest appears and it's not accessible otherwise. And then I think the ability to get to this chest also appears or something like that. So yeah, there's a lot of things that are locked behind quests, and there's a lot of things that are locked behind things that aren't even quests. So you really have to, and then you have to like reload the map for the triggers to go off and for you to be able to see everything. But yeah, that's all of the ones in the Necropolis. It's not too difficult. Next. The chests in Treviso are some of the most difficult ones to get all of. There, there's a lot of verticality. Some stuff is also, I think, locked behind quests, but of course you can always show up later. Like you don't have to grab all the chests and all of the statues like right off the bat. Um, this is the full map, in case you need it. There you go. That's roughly almost all of them in one picture if you need to pause. Most sections of the maps that are not accessible immediately are also empty of chests, so that's not something you need to worry about too much. What else? So, Dogtown's complicated, especially if you, spoiler alert, if you let Dogtown be attacked by the dragon and you don't really help them because you need to rediscover Dogtown and um, you also lose the ability to, well, you lose the merchant here at the beginning, but you can still gain points by talking to a merchant that will instead show up in the crossroads in the market area where all the spirits are. Um, there will be a special merchant there that basically replaces whichever merchant you lost, either Treviso or the Docktown one. As for Docktown, here's the full map and all of the locations of the chests. There's a lot of locations that are unlocked only after quests, and then you have to sort of go out and then come back in because it needs to reload the location to load some chests. That's a very common problem in multiple locations. Yeah, there you go. This is Hossberg Wetlands. This is the full map, every single chest, every single statue discovered. Hossberg Wetlands is kind of a bitch, because in order for you to have access to all of these chests, you have to be really late in the game, especially this one, and I believe this one. These two only unlock after a very late game quest. I think it's called Something's Wrong. So yeah, don't worry if you're missing like 2 or 3 chests in this area until very, very late. That's by design. That's Arlathan Forest and all of its chests discovered. Again, same thing as with all the other maps. Most sections that are only applicable to specific quests don't have chests in them. Or they do, but they don't count for the overall exploration percentage counter. A lot of these chests are behind puzzles, and that's what's going to like make it harder. They're not particularly difficult to find. There is one chest which shows up very late, because you have to wait until you have to deal with the Venatori in the Arlathan Forest, and then you have to come back. And then suddenly there's going to be this like statue that wasn't there in like a middle of a clearing. I think it might be this one. There's like a statue in the middle of a clearing that just has a bunch of like, it's just a little forest patch basically. And then there's rotational statues there of those like, you know, Solus kind of statues that you can push to rotate. And you have to aim them all at the center, and then the chest shows up or whatever. So yeah, there's some shenanigans that those only show up after those like Venatori quests and stuff. So you have to wait. Now, Rivain Coast. This is the location of everything. Rivain Coast is very annoying in terms of exploration because this entire section up here, and I think this one, is completely locked out of exploration until extremely late in the game. So you're going to be missing like half the chests until end of chapter 2, basically. You have to do Tasha's final companion quest and then come back to be able to get some of these chests. A lot of them are behind puzzles and yeah, things like that. So do make sure to do all the quests. And finally, we have the Crossroads. This is every single chest that's in the Crossroads. They're not super difficult to find. Mostly you just have to unlock the Crossroads as you go, killing the Revenants and the champions and all this other stuff. That's going to take you many, many, many quests to be able to unlock all these chests, because a lot of the sections of the Crossroads are completely cut off from you until you finish those quests. There's also notably, there's this merchant here. This is the one that replaces either Treviso merchant or the Monrathis merchant after a very traumatizing quest. Or decision that you make in the game. So yeah, remember to come back here to this little area often, both to sell to the merchant so you can get more points with that faction, and to buy stuff that you can then later sell for money, because when you buy it here, you buy it for like little fade pieces or whatever, fade fragments, something like that. So it's a really nice way to exchange goods for money.